We be live. Hello, Durud and Shalom. My name is Armin Navabi.
And I'm Ali Sawani. Welcome back, everybody. Today, we are waiting for the weekend because the weekend will determine whether or not the negotiations happened or fell through. And by fell through, I mean completely came apart. Because right now, what's ended up happening is that the Islamic Republic is talking to the Omanis who are conveying the United States' word. And according to reports that we've seen, the Islamic Republic is still trying to charge tolls. They're trying to control the entire Strait of Hormuz in a coordinated quote unquote effort. And the fines on some countries, like the Arabs, can be up to 20% of a ship's cargo value. The ships that can't pass through, according to the Islamic Republic, will be the United States, Israel. The ships that can pass through are everyone else. But if you did anything to hurt the Islamic Republic, or if you sided with the quote unquote American Zionists, you will have to pay a heavy fine. This is something that I actually think might pass. I think there is a chance the United States will be okay with this. And I'll give you my reason why. I'm not saying this will happen. I'm saying there's a possibility. The possibility is this. The Arabs right now, the governments don't really seem all that interested in helping out the United States to destroy the Islamic Republic. And if you've been watching the show, we say, what can get the Arabs to get off their butt? What can push them? Their money, right? They only care about their infrastructure, their oil. And what happens if they have to pay heavy fines to make money? It's going to hurt their money. They're going to come running to Donald Trump. So I can see the reason, I can see a scenario where Donald Trump backs out, lets the Islamic Republic take control of the Strait of Hormuz and impose some fines. And at that point, I don't want anyone to freak out because the United States military can simply just go in and retake it. That's why we destroyed all the radar, missile launchers, etc., etc. So what can happen is that the Strait of Hormuz is given over to the Islamic Republic for a period of time where then the Arabs are forced to do something. That can be a scenario. Also, did you already win?
No, just one more.
Dang. Wait, so you're at 9 and I'm at 1. Okay, yes. Well, looks like we're tying it up today again. Okay. Oh, and there you go, I think.
There we go, yes.
Well, I guess I already lost.
Thank you, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much. That was very fast. You guys did it. Thank you.
Before we get into that, Armin, what do you think about the possibility of the U.S. giving the Strait of Hormuz to the Islamic Republic? This would have the Islamic Republic impose fines on the Persian Gulf Arab countries to conduct trade, and that might finally get the Arab governments to finally do something instead of negotiate.
Yeah, maybe, but that will also unleash a lot of Chinese missile components getting to the Islamic Republic at volumes, at missile components, and also rocket fuel, chemicals needed for making rocket fuel to the Islamic Republic at a much higher level than before, giving the Islamic Republic the ability to recover, like restock its stockpiles of missiles and drones at a faster rate than before. So
yeah, there's a huge downside.
Monkey pointed that out, so thank you, Monkey.
There's a huge downside, but I think that's one of the only ways where the Persian Gulf Arab countries would be pushed to do anything. Right now, all they want to do is talk. Donald Trump did have some press statements today where he said we kind of control the strait. That's kind of open. Let's see what he says.
Well, I don't want to say it has been. It's sort of open right now. You know, we have a thing called the blockade headed up by the U.S. Navy, and we control it. And now we control it, but
it's sort of open right now. That sounds like he's trying to prep for the possibility of saying, okay, well, maybe it's not going to be, controlled by us. We're going to let the Omanis, we're going to let the people in the region figure it out. So I'm just saying, don't be surprised if that could happen. And we are still waiting on the timer here because at the end of the day, it will be the weekend. Donald Trump did say this was their last chance. He said he's going to hit them hard. And he said things like that before. So all we can do is wait and see what happens. But we have a lot of other news coming into you, and there are still more big changes happening within the Islamic Republic. Netanyahu has come out and said, no matter what the US does or doesn't do, we have our own objectives, things like that. The Islamic Republic, IRGC, have conducted a urban training exercise and showed that off. I wonder what that could be used for. And I have an interesting point to bring to you guys about the airlift. So our airlift here, according to FATUC's analysts, brought this interesting point up. So over the past couple of days, I would say 48 hours, we showed you guys the air bridges, and they were actually less. There was less activity than the previous 2 weeks. 2 weeks, heavy activity. Past 2 days, not that much. What this means, possibly, is that CENTCOM's done preparing. They brought everything in that they need. There's not really much more except for a maintenance level supply line, which is why we've seen lesser activity. And so a lot of people think that that may be the case. And that would certainly make a lot of sense to me and would push me to think perhaps this weekend could be the weekend if CENTCOM has done logistically everything that it needs to do. Again, Armin, that's just one of those things where we're going to have to wait and see, unfortunately. But to me, that speaks volumes on to how prepared Mr. Brad Cooper is here. We had some explosions today, but these explosions were not what you might think. These explosions were in Keshm Island. However, they were missiles being thrown into the Strait of Hormuz to target some ships. Now, we didn't actually have any ships hit, but they did fire, I think, about 4 missiles into the Strait of Hormuz today. Just another reminder here to a lot of these Persian Gulf Arab countries that the Islamic Republic is still a threat. Even though it didn't hit a ship today, it almost hit one last night. Another ship was targeted last night, barely missed the ship. The captain said, I heard explosions around my ship and I kept on going. Everything seemed fine to him. And there's a big meeting. There was a big meeting yesterday in Oman, Jordan. Some pretty important heads of foreign ministries met. The foreign ministers of Egypt, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey met yesterday. When I say the names of these countries, I think a lot is clear as to what they might have talked about yesterday. What do you think? Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Turkey, and sorry, what was the other one?
This is a coalition against the Islamic Republic. They are trying to figure out how to get their act together, and so who are we? Pakistan, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and who?
And Egypt.
What do we have?
Keep forgetting them.
Egypt. So look at what we have here. We have the country with the most amount of money sitting next to everybody that is an ally of Saudi Arabia and has an actual army. So Saudi Arabia doesn't have an actual army. It has expensive toys, right? These 3 countries. So in the Middle East, there's only 4 countries that have actual armies, 4 states: the Islamic Republic, Israel, Egypt, and Turkey. The reason why I didn't include Pakistan is because Pakistan is not in the Middle East. Middle East stops at the eastern borders of Iran. But in the region, if I want to say in the region, then Pakistan, we need to add Pakistan into that list as well. So, and Pakistan. So that is basically the country without an army, with a lot of money, right next to every single other country in the region with an army, except the Islamic Republic, except Israel. You know who's missing here? Israel. Basically, that's because they can't have Israel because of this so-called Palestinian cause. They're trying to build a coalition with everybody else that has an actual army against the Islamic Republic. So this is going to escalate because the Houthis today attack Saudi Arabia, and Saudis now believe that they are in a better position to respond to the Houthis compared to the 7-year war that they had between 2015 and 2022. Guys, is that the years? Am I getting it right? So with the Houthis, which was very unsuccessful for the Saudis. But right now, the Saudis think that they've learned their lessons and they made the right deals with the right countries and the right, they think they are a little bit more confident. I don't know if they should be or not. We'll see. And I think what's going to happen is this is going to escalate. The war is going to get more and more Faro Mantarei, which is beyond the region that we have already experienced so far. And Saudi is going to get in. And so everybody's waiting for Saudi to get in. They're going to get in, but we're going to see if they're going to be any good.
I don't like this. Because at the same time, while they could create a coalition against the Islamic Republic, they can also discuss on how to best avoid conflict with the Islamic Republic as well. Do you think there's a way for them to do that as well?
I think there's no avoiding this. There's delaying this. There's only delaying this.
And I sure hope they realize that.
Yes. I hope they realize two things. Give up the two things that they're not doing. So here's the thing. This might be a not so bad plan against the Islamic Republic, getting everybody with an army united with the ones with the money against, on the same, building a team against the Islamic Republic. Sure, that's good, like that's progress, but it's missing two of the greatest weapons against the Islamic Republic. That is the biggest force in the region that you could create against the Islamic Republic if you exclude the two most important things that you don't have there. You don't have the Iranian people and you don't have Israel there. So what these people need to realize is that the two greatest weapons against the Islamic Republic is not sitting in that room. The two greatest weapons against the Islamic Republic that one way or another people need to, in the region, that one way or another people finally need to wake up and realize that that's the best way, that's the Islamic Republic's kryptonite, is one, the Iranian people, two, Israel. So one, the Iranian people means that recognizing Prince Reza Pahlavi, officially recognizing him as the legitimate representative of the Iranian people. That's number one. Two, give up the Palestinian cause. I mean, none of these people would do it, but at least that Saudi guy, forget these people. These people, the other people in that room will never do that. But the Saudi guy, give up on the Palestinian cause and officially join the Abrahamic Accords and normalize relationships with Israel. That's the two things. That's the two most important things you could do to actually do something meaningful that brings down the Islamic Republic. And they're doing everything except those two most important things.
Correct. I actually want to take a second. We should talk about how all these analysts completely ignore the Iranian people. I don't know about you, but everyone who's not pro-Iranian opposition like we are completely discredits the Iranian people. They don't even mention them. The extent is there was an uprising in January. There's pressure. There's internal pressure on the Islamic Republic from their own people. That's it. They don't actually understand what that means and how it's building up. Me and you know how much is building up. Me and you know exactly where it's going to go and what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. And I just don't understand how people can take a look at this issue and completely discredit millions of people who are this close to overthrowing the Islamic Republic. Over 47 years, they've tried, I think, like 7, 8, 9 times. We're almost there. So these negotiations are happening between these 4 countries. And best believe it, guys. They're not only planning on how to deal with the Islamic Republic, they're planning for what comes afterwards as well. In addition to that, at the same time, you have the Islamic Republic negotiating with the Americans through Oman. That negotiation is going to, it should be cleared up according to literally everyone today or tomorrow. The weekend's coming up. I do believe Donald Trump is very close to losing his patience, but I don't think he's lost it yet. You know, you mentioned earlier that the Yemeni Houthis attacked Saudi Arabia. They did. They launched a lot of missiles last night, and it actually turns out some of those missiles hit Saudi-backed Yemeni militias, the same ones that we told you guys were being paid 1,000% more to start fighting against the Houthis. And apparently, there were mass casualties. These rockets were very accurate, and there are upwards of 45 casualties being reported at the moment among these Yemeni militias. So that's just another way for Saudi Arabia to get some pressure on it. If it's relying on these militias and these militias are getting kind of decimated at this point, it's going to be hard for them to stand up to these Houthis. And so that was here in Yemen. We also see a lot of potential danger on the Bab-el-Mandeb, which is this strait right here. Most of the cargo ships, large cargo ships of the world transit through this because they can go through the Suez, get to Europe. They don't have to go through Africa. We saw that Saudi Arabia had to send a lot of its ships through Africa, which adds weeks and millions of dollars in more expenses. So they're not very happy. And I think that was the reason why they tried to come against the Houthis here. The oil infrastructure getting hit and then their shipping costs going up. They know it's not sustainable. So that's why I think money is the only thing that will move the Persian Gulf Arab countries' governments. So if the Strait of Hormuz is given to the Islamic Republic to exact tolls from for a short period of time, those governments will be forced to act. That meeting that we just saw in Oman today, this meeting, could be addressing this issue. These people should be intelligent enough to consider all possibilities. And if they're not, they should not be in the positions that they are. So that's the general overview before we get into Iran itself. That plus the airlift slowing down to just a maintenance level means that CENTCOM, they got what they need at this point. They don't need anything else, or maybe there isn't much else for them to even get and receive at this point. So if you guys have been watching, we said that a lot of the bases in Europe, I think, have now been emptied of Patriot missile interceptors and THAAD missile. Wow. At the same time, we even brought a lot of them from South Korea and Japan over to CENTCOM as well. So CENTCOM is very saturated with missile defense, and we can actually see the shortage in Ukraine. Sorry, were you going to say something?
No, I was just like, wow, this is like, yeah, this is why they were saying we're not short of missile interceptors for, you know, the Islamic Republic. We might be short globally for other people, but we're not short for the Islamic Republic.
And they are short for other people. Ukraine actually took a massive hit last night. Kiev came under massive missile fire, and we have a lot of footage to show you guys about that. Let me show you what the forests of Ukraine look like at the moment. I'm going to grab this. Where is it? Which video is that one? I think it's this one. Nope. All right, we'll show you guys the ballistic missile launches from Russia. This is a real video, by the way. It looks fake.
Wow.
These are ballistic missiles being launched from Russia. We can even see more videos like that coming out. And by the way, this is complete opposite. Like, the Russians filming this should not be doing this. And in fact, the biggest criticism of the Russian army internally, Look at that. I mean, that's insane. Is that you can go on TikTok or Snapchat or something, and you can find like 30 different angles of the same missile launch by a Russian missile battery. And the Ukrainian intelligence loves that, let me tell you. But what they don't love is this. This is Kiev last night. Look at that massive explosion.
Oh my god. Slava Ukraine.
Let's go back to the first beginning of this clip. You can actually see the missile streaking over the sky at mass speed and making a massive explosion.
Those are civilian targets, by the way. Civilian targets.
Exactly. They are hunting down civilian targets. Their goal is to make the Ukrainian populace against the war. This was Kiev last night. Zelensky made a press statement about this today, saying, well, we don't have Patriot missile interceptors from the US to deal with this. We actually weren't able to intercept a single missile. The Russians fired 34 ballistic missiles and 4 hypersonic missiles, none of which were able to be intercepted. Let me say that again. None of which were intercepted. That means that Ukraine is essentially defenseless in terms of missile defense. They have a lot of drones. So here's what I predict is going to happen. Ukraine, as it has been, launching massive drone operations against Russia, will now quadruple, quintuple its efforts in drone launches against the Russians. They cannot afford to have Kiev be defenseless like this for any longer. So the best defense is a good offense. I always get that mixed up. And I even have another video for you guys of what Ukrainian forests looks like at the moment. Here it is. Perfect. These are not spider webs.
Oh,
these are fiber optic wires from Russian drones.
What? Wait, how?
Well, the fiber optic drones, they like leave a little trail of a fiber optic cable. That's why you can't really conduct electronic warfare against them. And so this is what it looks like.
Wait, so they go and they just leave it, as they're going, they just leave it? Like it's kind of like they leave it behind?
Yeah. It's just trailing in the sky as it's going. It's just falling. So I don't know. I haven't heard Greta
horrible
Thunberg.
for the animals and the birds there.
Yes.
Imagine flying through that.
I haven't heard Greta Thunberg say anything about that, but I did see a clip of her yesterday in a kafia supporting Hamas at a rally in some, I think, a European city. So, hey, priorities. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Speaking of Hamas, I just wanted to show you guys this video to remind you all that the Israelis, guys, get this. The Israelis might not be the ones destroying the infrastructure of the Palestinian people. This is a Hamas video, openly showing them digging up water pipes and turning them into rockets. Water pipes used for the civilian populace of Gaza. Oh, well.
Wow.
Guess it's more important for Hamas to fire rockets at Jews than it is for their own quote-unquote people to have drinkable water. But hey, it's Israel, right? It's Israel's fault.
Water pipes that Israel uses to subsidize providing drinking water to people in Gaza. So Israel gives you water, Hamas takes it away. But a genocide, right? Genocide in Gaza.
Absolutely.
Apparently. Yes.
So we'll go into Israel before we get into Iran at the moment. Israel, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, he started off like this, okay? He said, President Trump, he's great, right? He's our best friend. He's helped us the most. It's great. I really appreciate him. But Israel's existence is not negotiable. So even if the US agrees with the Islamic Republic, or if they don't do an agreement, we will do whatever we need to do to ensure our safety. So that speech came out right after Ahmad Vahidi claimed they will not stop pursuing nuclear weapons. The head of the IRGC said, we're not going to stop pursuing nuclear weapons. In fact, we're only going to stop if the US and Israel disarm their nuclear weapons, which is quite funny. It's like, I don't have a weapon and you do. And I'm saying, I'm going to go get a weapon unless you turn yours in. It's like, what power do you have to say that? You have no leverage. You're at a collapsing country. Did you hear about the Camp David issue? Everyone's saying Donald Trump confronted Pete Hegseth and started yelling at him, saying, why don't we have enough missile interceptors? What are you doing? Did you hear about that?
I heard about that. I don't know if it's real though. It might. Is it real? Because I think they denied it.
Yeah. So apparently no one actually had a credible source for it. They just said, we heard. Caroline Leavitt came out today and said that never happened. I was at Camp David with President Trump and Secretary Hegseth. This literally never happened. And we told the Washington Post repeatedly. This BS story was shopped to many outlets by someone clearly out to disparage the secretary for whatever reason. Unfortunately for them, the president loves the secretary and thinks he's doing a tremendous job. Fake news. This is about the frustration over Camp David.
I think what happens, Ali, is like, I think what happens is that there is like a disagreement, and then it gets, that it's not like something happens that they just make something so small into a big deal. Like, for example, if I say to you, like, Ali, I don't know if that's correct. And then somebody comes as like, oh my God, did you see Armin destroyed? You called him out in front of everybody. It was like such a big, shouting match, something like that. I think it's like that. Sometimes.
The end of A2.
Yes.
Maybe we get big enough to the point where one day people make videos attacking us, make videos about us. That'd be cool. So with that, we can get into Iran. And I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I said this once before, maybe twice, but I'm going to say it again. Regarding the Strait of Hormuz, don't be surprised if the U.S. backs off, lets the Islamic Republic and Oman make a deal about this, forcing the Persian Gulf Arab countries to get off their butt and do something, because they're going to get pressured economically. Another thing is, Armin, we've talked about this before. Armin, what was the reason the British Empire rose to power? What was its asset that kept it and made it the biggest empire in the world?
Navy. It's Navy.
And what did that Navy do that allowed it to reach that position?
It destroyed its enemies and it conquered the world.
Yeah, and it also controlled trade, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that's actually not too different from what's happening today with the United States of America, is it?
Well, no, the difference is that the United States does it by consent. Okay, so the difference is that the British Empire was an empire. The United States is anti-imperial and a nation state. So the British Navy, the British basically army would show up and they would say, just submit to us because look at us, and then look at you. And then we're going to force this upon you. I mean, to be fair, that's how empires have been working for the past 10,000 years. The British didn't do it was, the British was the most benevolent empire in the history of mankind, but still an empire. But the United States is not an empire. The United States shows up with its military, and instead of saying like, we're going to force this upon you, they're like, hey, do you want us to secure the area for you guys here because you guys suck at it, and we can secure it for you, and in exchange of, and you could trade with us. So The United States will give you, the United States uses its economy, its culture, and its military to give you a deal that you cannot refuse, right? So it forces you by offering you a very good deal, right? So the British Empire basically used coercion, just like all empires did, but the United States just gives you such a good deal that you can't refuse, but it's by consent.
You know, in
Yeah, no, the
1990,
British. So somebody saying the British benevolence? Oh yeah, 100%. You are the British Empire. You're comparing the British Empire compared to modern nation states, and if you compare them to modern nation states, they don't look that good. But if you compare the British Empire compared to every single other empire that came before them, then yes, benevolent, very much so.
yeah, and you know, in 1944, something happened in a town called Britton Woods in New Hampshire. The United States of America invited the different countries of the world to Britton Woods in New Hampshire in 1944, and it told them, listen, if you want to conduct trade with each other, I'll provide you safety. I'll send my warships, they'll make the area safe. Let's say, for example, you know, Morocco and England wanted to conduct some sort of shipping trade. I'll do it. I'll provide safety for it out of the goodness of my heart. But not really, right? So fast forward today, what happens is if Qatar and China want to sell, if Qatar sells oil to China, the United States has provided safety for that to happen. Qatar and China don't send their warships to like escort these ships from each other. In fact, Qatar doesn't even have a navy that is capable of doing so. Most countries in the world don't. The United States does all of this. This is a humongous amount of leverage, isn't it? You can do whatever you want with that. You can say, I don't want to give some protection to certain areas. Maybe it's unsafe to do so, like the Persian Gulf. You could say that. You have so much power and leverage to do so, although in some areas like the Persian Gulf, it also hurts you the most not to do this. So what's happened? In my opinion, let's see what you think. The Strait of Hormuz has lost a lot of its value, in my opinion. Not all, but some. And that value, where it used to be safe and now it's unsafe, that's the value of it. You can see a move being played in that area, is my understanding. Not permanently, just a short-term plan. What do you think? Oh, you're muted.
Yes, 100%. Some of its value, but this is just the beginning. I think it has lost some of its value short term, and because of the risk now associated with the Strait of Hormuz, it's going to lose a lot of its value long term because everybody is now planning to build ways around the Strait of Hormuz. Like there's going to be so much investments for the next couple of decades to try to make the Strait of Hormuz as irrelevant as possible. So whatever value that the Strait of Hormuz has lost is only now the beginning of that. And going forward, the risk associated with the Strait of Hormuz means that people need to find ways to rely on other ways to get energy, either out of the Persian Gulf or completely from somewhere else. Like US oil, for example, looks so good. It's not as sweet, but it's also not as risky.
Correct. So while it's going to take time for these countries to find workarounds and more pipelines to get around it, you're right, this is the strongest position the Strait of Hormuz is in. This is the most value it has. That's why the US is holding on to it. What if it loses a lot of its value? What if some of these pipelines do start coming online? What if, you know, as the ships getting smaller and smaller, they get faster, they don't get hit by drones, all these things happen, you know, then it wouldn't really make that much sense for us to spend so much time and effort to hold on to it, is my understanding. Plus, having the Islamic Republic exact tolls opens up a new precedent, a new dangerous precedent in the future. All in all, I don't think the world is going to be the same after what happens in the Middle East here. I think it'll be completely different in the terms of how we've known things. I think Qatar will be one of the biggest losers of this war in the Middle East.
Depends. I think if the Islamic Republic falls, everybody is going to be the winner of what happened. When the Islamic Republic falls, maybe not the Qatari leaders, but the Qatari people, include all people are going to be, except terrorists and terrorist sympathizers and people who make money off of terrorists.
And
Other
people
than
who
that,
shock dogs.
and people who shock dogs, leftists. So basically the same thing. Ali, why are you repeating yourself? I already said people who benefit from terrorists, right? So, so yeah, same thing. Yeah, so other than terrorists and people who benefit from terrorists, everybody would be better off if once the Islamic Republic falls and Pahlavi returns to Iran.
Absolutely. Oh man, this is gonna be a great shakeup. If you guys think about it, one of the reasons why Donald Trump is so angry at the rest of the world is because, for example, as I said, Qatar sells oil to China. The United States has facilitated the safety for that trade to happen. The United States pays most of the budget of NATO. The United States provides security even on land for most countries, etc., etc., etc. This is something that's not going to continue. By the end of Trump's term, I don't see this being the policy of the United States any longer. We have 2 years to go. In just the last 7 months, we've had a huge shift, aren't we? The world has changed a lot in the past, I would just say 6 months from the start of Operation Epic Fury. The world has changed a lot, hasn't it?
Yes.
A lot can be done in 2 years.
Yes. One thing that hasn't changed and will not change is the Israeli people and the Iranian people's resolve and determination to get rid of the Islamic Republic. That will stay the same. And many Americans, not all, well, I mean, not as many as, as high of a percentage as we see in Israel and we see in Iran, but still we see them. It might not be the majority, but especially American patriots, many Americans as well.
And the world turns on money. Money is going to be shifting. Wealth is going to be shifting massively, and it's going to be going, in my opinion, from the Persian Gulf Arab countries to a lot of other countries, namely a free Iran and even potentially the Caucasus, or even the Stan countries like Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and etc. Those are largely unexplored markets with very rich natural resources, and they're going to be hotly contested if a potential world war is to occur. And Iran will be a key player, whether it wants to or not, just like it was in World War II, and just like how it's been for the past 50 years. We do not have a choice, because while our geographic location gives us advantages, it also gives us massive disadvantages of being forced to be around major conflicts forever. There's nothing new. We've been around major conflicts for like 2,000 years. I don't think it's ever going to change either, just historically speaking. That was my theory of the day regarding the Strait of Hormuz and the shipping order of the world. And frankly, it worries me, because if that's the case, this is going to drag on for quite a bit.
Remember, I told you it's a possibility that this is like another kind of like Russia-Ukraine situation, Many people didn't expect it. It could be like that. Many people, when Russia tried to invade Ukraine, did invade Ukraine, people didn't know that today we will still be talking about that, right? So I told everybody to consider the option that 4 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, we're still talking about this conflict. You have to, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen for sure, But I'm just saying you have to be ready for that.
Yeah. So while I do see that comparison between
Wait,
Russia and
somebody-
Ukraine,
So Wes, we will talk to the chat. Wes is saying these guys don't talk to the
We
chat.
will,
though.
we will.
We will. We have a segment for that. We will get to the super chats.
yeah. So while I do think that's possible, the thing that Russia and Ukraine didn't have is a massive population that is seizing any chance to overthrow that government, and that is a wild card. It is absolutely a wild card in terms of no AI can predict when the Iranian people are going to come out. They can't predict the day. They can't predict the week. They can't predict the month. They can predict that it is probable. They just don't know when. And that's something that these systems, these computer systems, just they'll never be able to get right. It doesn't work on math and numbers. The Iranian people are people. They have emotions. They have thoughts. You cannot control that unless you plant chips in their heads, which who knows? Maybe by the end of my lifetime, that'll be a thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the Islamic Republic and show you how they're crumbling. Let's start off with a funny little video, but first, before we get into the political analysis of how they're falling apart, and some big shots have been thrown around by an up-and-coming political figure named Kharazi in the Islamic Republic, suddenly just forcing his way through all these political guidelines. But before that, I was thinking we read a few of the super chats.
Okay, guys, this Kharazi guy that Ali is going to show to us, he has changed the game. He has poured fuel on the fire of the division within the Islamic Republic, a massive leap forward into the drama and infighting within the Islamic Republic, unlike anything you've seen before. And he uses the exact words I've been using for, I think I keep saying 5 years. I think it's now 7 or 8 years, for the past 8 years, regarding the people within the Islamic Republic that hate the Islamic Republic because it's a republic instead of fully being Islamic. And now this man, for the first time, somebody is coming out publicly saying that out loud, the things that I knew was happening behind the scenes, and I've been repeating, and he's now saying it openly, publicly, in front of everybody, which is like on the Persian show, I showed it, and people were like, holy crap, Armin, this guy is repeating your words to us, the things that you've been saying for so many years. Finally, they're saying it out loud. And guys, it's gloves off now. The infighting is gloves off. So we'll get to that.
Yeah, we just had a new turban guy come in, and he's a catalyst. He's going to stir the pot a lot. And I just want you guys, can you guys in my chat, take a look at this, okay? Look at this.
Wait. This is exactly how you won the last chat. So I don't know.
But you won today.
Yes, but this
guys, look at this.
James, thank you.
Guys, look at this. James Moore, by the way, used to watch on my channel, wanted Armin to win today, which fair enough. Okay. Sometimes you want the other guy to win. Maybe you want the underdog to, I don't know. Anyway, James Moore said, Armin with one super chat, then another super chat, will not lose with a good head start. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 super chats. Jeez, no wonder I lost. James Moore, that's a hard carry right there.
I'm the underdog now, guys. If you want to support the underdog, I am the underdog. So there you go.
Can you guys believe that? That's how I
That's
lose.
how you
I lost
won.
within the first
That's how
minute.
you guys won last time. What do you call the hypocrites? This is exactly how it happened last time on your chat. What the
Can you
hell?
guys believe this?
Thank you, James. Thank you. This is what loyalty looks like. Thank you.
Oh man.
Yes. Look at this, Steven. Look at the hypocrisy. Steven saying Armin is cheating. It's disgusting. Wow. Look at these people. That's 24 hours ago. They were doing the same thing. They're like now that it's happening on our side, they're calling it cheating. Wow.
Yep. Just saying. And so by the time you got
Yeah,
10,
and also Fine Stars is saying your punishments are lame. Anyway, you should let us decide. That's what I'm doing. Look at this, guys. I'm gonna be democratic. If in the super chats that made us win, there's the punishment gets decided in the super chat, we're gonna seriously consider it as the punishment. So you guys for the super chats will decide what the punishment is. Yes. And yeah, Lioch, look at this. Co-parter, Ali's chat. So,
or maybe she was telling you, I don't know.
no, what do you mean? She gave a super chat to win. So no, she's telling you. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think maybe James Moore should decide. He was kind of the MVP. By the time you got 10, I got 1. I got Fleshy Interloper, the OG, saying, been busy. What did I miss? You missed a lot of buildup. You missed a lot of secret meetings. And you missed the Arabs begging Donald Trump to please don't hit the Islamic Republic. So, and currently it stands, the Islamic Republic is a boogeyman. The US is using them to pressure the Arabs to get what the US wants, which is join the Abraham Accords, eventually, long-term goal. Short-term goal, put some skin in the game. We want it to be written on Wikipedia that Saudi, UAE, Bahrain, Qatar, all these countries put troops, they put some skin in the game and they attacked the Islamic Republic. I want that to be recorded in history. I want everyone to be able to point to that, and that will pave the way for them to go under the umbrella of Israel in the future.
Ali. They didn't say please. They didn't say please. They said
who didn't?
Please.
Oh.
Please. Yeah, okay. Get that
Bepsi.
Right. Bepsi.
Yeah, guys, they can't say P. Which is why they couldn't call us Parsi. They called us Farsi.
Farsi, yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Fleshy Interloper, and thank you, James Moore.
Thank you.
I think. And Nail Bunny with some super stickers, with 2.
Thank you.
Super stickers
yes.
Here.
Nail Bunny
Stealing
was
the deal.
Help me get to the finish line too. Thank you, Nail Bunny. See, look at the loyal base of support I have. This is exactly. Thank you, guys.
And Nollybug says we need boom booms and confetti.
Confetti, yes.
Have we hit confetti? We're not at confetti yet, but we will be soon. And Iraq has some security deployments going on right now. Interesting. Well, hopefully soon, Nollybug. All right. And then we'll stop here. Says Leor says when Ali loses.
See, Ali doesn't even get your names right. I'll get your names right. This is why you should be on my side. Leor.
When Ali loses,
you got her name wrong so many times that she actually added it to her profile pic, and you still get it wrong.
I'm kind of coping, I guess. I don't know. It's Leor to me today. And when Ali loses, he needs to sing Baby Yoda song.
Yes, that's see, I'm gonna be democratic, guys. If the super chats decide what the punishment, you come to my side. I'll let you guys decide. Okay, so that's what we're doing today.
But James Moore came up with the punishment. He says, to show the peacemaker I am, with this punishment, I will bring 2 nations together. Ali needs to source and try Vegemite live on the show.
No. What is Vegemite?
It's like a disgusting jam sauce that Australians eat.
Oh. No, okay. We're not.
What about something we can do right now?
We're just gonna say things. We're not gonna do things. But thank you, James. That's a good one, though. Not.
Oh man, I got saved.
Kiwis. Yeah, Kiwis too. James is saying Kiwis too, not just Australians. He's from New Zealand. James is from New Zealand. Guys, we're gonna get back to the super chats, but let's go to the news for now, and we'll get back to.
So right now tonight, Baghdad International Airport is with heavy security at the moment. You have Humvees, you have tanks rolling up, a lot of troops there on the road. Maybe someone important is there or going there, or maybe going from. Maybe Al-Zaidi is making a visit to somewhere, or someone's visiting him. But that's a little bit unusual. Usually the security forces are in Baghdad, although maybe, let's see, maybe the airport is also in the city. No, it's a little bit outside, next to the American University of Iraq. Interesting. Okay. I wonder what that is. I would think usually you would want to be very low key about this. In other words, what we have going on in Saudi Arabia at the moment is that Saudi officials have informed CNN that they are very, very scared that Iraqi militias and the Houthis will conduct a coordinated attack on them any second now. So we're waiting on that as well. And the news is running with that story, although I don't really see any cause for concern. So here we go. The Islamic Republic is moving more troops and more equipment into the south of Iran, one of the only regions where you can invade Iran by land. And that has seen a large troop buildup on both sides by the Americans and the Islamic Republic. So let's take a look. What are the assets that the Islamic Republic is moving into the area? Oof, look at that.
Toyotas?
We got more Toyotas and a couple of Jeeps going in.
What is
dang.
it? Who's moving this?
The Islamic Republic. They're moving it to the south of Iran.
What is it with terrorists and Toyota? Is it that? Yeah, I guess it's the best.
I mean, those things last forever.
Yeah.
Look at it. Even the one on the bottom. Is that a Peugeot? Yeah, it's a Peugeot at the end, right? Why is that there? I don't know. Anyway. Ooh, we're scared. Let me just show you the video from yesterday as well. There was more. Was it 2 days ago? Come on. Where is it? There it is. We had another video of the same thing. It's just more Toyotas with guns mounted on the back. That's all they got. Which, I mean, Armin, in your opinion, does this hurt or help Toyota's advertising?
It helps it as long as they don't talk about it themselves.
True. Yeah.
Right?
In addition to that, we can see that there's some more constriction of the internet in Iran. They're getting ready to perhaps cut it off again. So the international ports are being constricted and slowed down while domestic internet is still functioning. Not only that, but if you want to buy a gigabyte of internet in Iran, which you actually do have to buy them in gigabytes, you buy 1 gigabyte, but you're actually charged for 2.7 gigabytes. So they just up the prices by 2.7. The price of food has skyrocketed. The price of everything has skyrocketed. Shops are empty. Not only that, the IRGC are actually closing down multiple businesses that they believe are cafes who let women show their hair, or there's music and singing. A lot of these are closed down. The bazaars, the markets don't really got any business. And it's coming to a boiling point. People are really, really being vocal about it at this point. They're not as scared as they were a few months ago to talk about or talk against the government economically at the moment. They close these shops down because they're only trying to appeal to their own supporters, right? The same reason they execute people publicly. They don't care if they piss off the other 90% of the population. They only need that 10%, don't they?
10% is very generous. I would say they're trying to hold on to 3%.
Yeah, 2, 3. Yeah, that's a good point. So let's begin with some bankruptcy news and some frozen assets again. Well, guys, looks like Scott Bessent has been putting in some work, and we're seeing that visualized. The Iranian state-owned bank of the National Iranian Oil Company, this is our largest oil company in Iran, has now had its assets frozen. They can't pay their debts, which are $17 billion. And yeah, it's not looking so good for the government-owned bank and government-owned oil company. They're running out of money, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what's happening. Running out of money for the Islamic Republic is a great thing, because right now it seems like they're running out of money as fast as the Iranian people are running out of money, where before it was reversed. The sanctions would hurt a lot of the people sometimes, while the Islamic Republic found ways to get around it. Looks like these very specific sanctions by Scott Bessent are doing massive work, and that is one of the reasons why I like him so much. For those of you who don't know, Iran's main reliable revenue source is oil. Now that it's buried in debt, Karg Island's having issues, which I'll get to in a second. I've been telling you guys that every day. I guarantee you people are going to start talking about Karg Island. And I'm going to tell you that we were the first to start talking about it here. Karg Island can't function anymore. The oil flare gas that you see from space, it's off. The oil tankers that were parked outside of it, they're gone. No one's talked about that yet. We're the only ones that talked about that. So Karg Island is now functionally inoperable. It's not working anymore. But anyway. So
I was also the first person before any news and any analyst. Remember, I was the first person on both Persian analysts. So you're the first person who's talking about this. I haven't seen anybody talk about that. But even before it was reported anywhere, even before any analyst mentioned that this is a possibility, I was the first person that started talking about the fact that they're going to pour the oil into the Persian Gulf. And why is nobody considering that? And then when they did it, everybody started talking about it. But it was obvious to me that that's what they're going to do when they run out of storage. And then we had all the satellite imagery showing, and yeah, some people were pretending that they were thinking about it after it started happening, but I didn't see anywhere anybody talking about it before I brought it up. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. It actually happened a few days after you talked about it.
Yeah, just a few days after.
I think it was just like maybe like a week or two.
Yeah. This is because we understand how the Islamic Republic operates.
They can't do it again. That's the thing. So they're not even refining oil right now at Karg Island. The flare is off. The ships are gone. The ships realize that there's no oil there to get. So I actually don't know what's happening, but those oil wells under Karg Island, guys, every second that passes from the start of our show until now, there's more physical pressure being built up on those oil wells. This is the issue that you might have heard a few months ago. I don't understand. It's not gone away. It's back right now. They're on a timer. It's going to literally explode. I don't know why people aren't talking about it. I really don't. Just like how people didn't understand why oil prices were going down. And I was like, well, actually, ships are going through. They're just probably going off with their transponders off. And then the news came out that was true. We'll see. Regardless, though, we told you guys that Iran's oil ministry owes about $17 billion in debt to another Iran government bank. What does that tell you? Immediately tells me, for those of you who are familiar with the AI bubble, where NVIDIA will sell, chips for money to another AI company, and then that AI company points to another AI company, goes back into NVIDIA. It's just a loop. That's exactly the case in Iran for decades. It's showing right now because of these pressures put on them by Scott Bessent. It's really, really not looking good. It's not looking good for them. They can't touch their frozen assets. They can't sell their oil to make big money. Their economy's collapsing. They have inflation at record high levels, and the money has just been passing through in a loop to different IRGC companies for a while now, and it's dwindling. It's dwindling because instead of using that money for the people of Iran, what do they use it on?
Proxies, supporting terrorism in the region, buying drone components from Russia, missile components from China, and rocket fuel, the chemicals that go into making rocket fuels, enriching uraniums, digging deeper and deeper holes to put their enrichment uraniums, and centrifuges there down in their big holes, and also killing Iranian people and stealing the wealth from terrorist proxies. Exactly.
Yep, that's all they do.
Yes. Basically,
So
their ambitions to suppress the Iranian people and destroy Israel, dominate the Middle East and North Africa, so they could eventually take over the world. That's what they spend it on.
and that investment has not paid off. They spent $2 trillion building a nuclear program, nothing to show for it. They spent hundreds of billions building missile cities, close the entrances if the time comes to it. All this money for this and that, terrorist proxies, hundreds of billions to Hezbollah. Hezbollah is pinned down under a rock. They're hiding in tunnels at the moment. The IDF knows them. The IDF is taking care of them. They conducted airstrikes the night before, the night before as well, which is kind of hurting their negotiations. Israel and Lebanon are negotiating right now in Rome. This is the third day. The Lebanese are quite pissed. But regardless, they're continuing on. They have nothing to show for it. They spent all this money doing all these terrible, violent things, and they have nothing to show for it. They turned one of the most natural resource-rich countries in the world, with a government and an economy in 1979 that was in the top 10 of the world, to the country that has the highest food inflation in the world. The rial has depreciated 98%. Yes, the currency has depreciated 98% in 47 years. On top of all of that economic pressure, yeah.
We forgot WM Productions was also pointing out that a huge portion of their budget goes on tokens for AI Lego videos.
Oh no.
Yes.
So Armin, doesn't this kind of make you, you know what, it makes me very excited to think about all of this pressure economically on them. Because when I think about that and the news that just came out in the past 48 hours, Reuters reported that the gambling operation of the IRGC, Aghazadas, the kids of the IRGC mullahs who go to Europe and they conduct these gambling operations, those bring in billions for the IRGC. That's over now. Those gambling operations were pulling the weight of some significant portion of the IRGC's money income, and it's gone. That's gone. Oil's gone. Frozen assets can't be touched. Inflation, it's a ticking time bomb. The blockade. These things put real pressure on the Islamic Republic. The sanctions that Obama and Biden placed on the Islamic Republic did not put this type of pressure on them. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. And on top of all of that, you have internal power struggles, and you now have a new figure that's come out of absolutely nowhere.
There you go.
Absolutely nowhere. He said a couple of different things.
He's spilling the beans. He's spilling all the beans.
We'll show you guys what this guy looks like so you can puke in your mouth a little bit. This guy, Kharazi. Let me give you a list of what he's said in the past, I think, 2 or 3 days. He said, Mojtaba Khamenei, the supreme leader, yeah, he was actually sidelined from Ali Khamenei's inner office for years. I've known Mojtaba Khamenei for 40 years, and Mojtaba is even more radical than his father is, but he's been sidelined. His father didn't want him to be the supreme leader. I know him. Hejazi, the head of the Central Bank of Iran, the chief financial donkey, yeah, that guy, he's just a power broker for a corrupt. Yeah, Hejazi.
Hejazi is not. Hejazi is.
Or Hemmati. Sorry,
of...
Hemmati. That was
okay.
That's what I was thinking. He said Hemmati, completely corrupt. And Hejazi, Ali Asghar Hejazi. Tell us who he is, because we actually haven't said his name before. I got them mixed up.
He's a main manager of the Beit Rahbari, the office of the supreme leadership, like one of the main people in charge of that house. So imagine if the White House, if you were in charge of so the supreme leader is kind of like the president, like they're in the US, right? Or well, actually,
yeah. Like the chief of staff.
Yeah, but then like the person who runs the White House, that would be like Hejazi.
Yeah, I like that comment. Who's that Durkamon? Like, who's that Pokemon? Yeah, that's. They all look pretty horrific to look at, don't they? So he attacked he attacked the supreme leader's office. Not only did he say that about Mujtaba, which wasn't a terrible thing to say, but he came for Hejazi, who's the manager of the supreme leader's office, like you just said. He said, "You're just a power broker. You sidelined Mujtaba. You sidelined Mujtaba. It's your fault. You actually opposed his succession to become the supreme leader." So he's attacking the supreme leader's office. Why is that significant?
Okay, so there's a lot happening here. I have the video, the Persian video. I don't know if you guys want to watch it and me translating it for you guys, right? So, guys, this guy is coming out and saying that Mujtaba was sidelined for years away from the office and the house of the supreme leader, away from his own father, by the staff of the office of the supreme leadership, the staff of that compound. And Mujtaba is like the true radical, like that, like as a good thing, more than his father. And he was sidelined and pushed aside by the people in charge. So he said that, and Ali, he said something else also. He said not only that, Merendi is the person who got Ali Khamenei to pick Pezeshkian as the president. Let me actually write these down because I need to make sure that I
have
go
a list.
over all of this with you.
I have a list.
Yeah,
I'll just go through the list quickly for you. Okay. So that's what he said about Hejazi. Okay. He said, you opposed Mujtaba. You, Supreme Leader's office, didn't want Mujtaba to be Supreme Leader. Then he called out Pezeshkian. He said, Pezeshkian is clueless. He blames Pezeshkian on regime insiders, like we'll say in a second. And he said that Pezeshkian's not going to be able to survive until the end of his term. Like he's going to be cast aside. Ghalibaf. He attacked Ghalibaf. He said Ghalibaf knows nothing about Islam, quote unquote, knows nothing about Islam. Ghalibaf's been coming out and trying to appeal to these religious durkas. This guy sees right through Ghalibaf's actions. He's calling him out for it publicly. Then he talks about Marandi. And he says, Marandi, by the way, this is Chadandi Marandi's father, who was the chief physician to Ali Khamenei. He was his personal doctor. He's saying, yeah, that guy, that's the reason why we have Pezeshkian. Marandi forced Ali Khamenei to pick Pezeshkian. Then we have Haghanian. Sorry, go on.
No, you go ahead.
Then the last one, when he called out specific people, is Haghanian. He says, yeah, Haghanian is actually linked to the CIA. He's working with the Americans, etc., etc. So his stance is generally, why are we calling it an Islamic Republic? Why are we calling it a republic? We just should be the Islamic State. We should just be the Islamic government. There's no republic anywhere. Yeah,
those are the things that happened. That doesn't explain what happened. Like that doesn't explain why all of this happened. Like I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say what he did, and then you're gonna tell us why.
Yeah. So guys, let me know if you want me to go, because this requires some explanations, right? Let me know if you want me to go to the details of this in the chat, like what is happening behind the scenes here. And I'm going to tell you why this is so interesting to me, is because this is something that we, on the Persian channel, I have been telling this to our audience that this is going to be happening exactly as this man is explaining it. And during my live stream on the Persian chat, people in the chat were like, what the hell? Like it's so interesting how it's going exactly like we predicted. But let me tell you what's happening here, right? This is a continuation of something that we have already seen before, and now it's escalating. So I'm so excited to tell you about this. I don't even know where to start, right? So
I can interview you about it.
No, I got this. Okay. So thank you, but guys, this Kharrazi guy, this is not just a random guy. So we might be hearing about him now, but he's family with Mujtaba, right? He's close family with Mujtaba. And he's like, they were buddies with Mujtaba. Okay. So I'll tell you what happened recently, and then I'll tell you what has happened in the past couple of years that led to this, right? The day before he came out and said the things that Ali just read to you, so bear with me, guys, okay? He came out and said that Pezeshkian, he keeps trying to control Mujtaba, the supreme leader, by threatening resignation. And he forced Mujtaba Khamenei to do what Pezeshkian wanted regarding the negotiations with the Americans and signing the MOU by threatening Mujtaba that I will resign if you don't do this. And then he announced that now Mujtaba is making it clear that the next time Pezeshkian tries to resign, offers resignations, they're just going to accept it and let him resign. After he said that, both Pezeshkian, in the speech that we showed you, came out and denied that, said that's fake news. That never happened. But also, the office of the supreme leadership also came out and denied that against Kharrazi. The office of the supreme leadership against Kharrazi. So then Kharrazi came after and he said, sure, you say that did not happen. I hope you, office of the supreme leadership, keep that statement out there. We will see who's telling the truth. So let me tell you what's happening here. What's happening is when Ali Khamenei was alive, we predicted that the Islamic jihadi-minded Iranians who are pro the regime, they're going to get more and more frustrated with the regime to the point that they're going to turn against the regime. And there was the initial phase of this turning against the regime was them separating Ali Khamenei from the rest of the regime. Ali Khamenei and the supreme leadership, the institution of the supreme leadership, separate that from the rest of the regime. So, meaning what? Meaning that these people will continue to get frustrated with the Islamic Republic because of lack of enforcement of hijab laws, lack of meaningful response to the Americans, lack of meaningful response to the Israelis, and low number of executions in their, compared to what they want. These things will make them more and more frustrated. But the way that they will maintain a pro-regime appearance while at the same time attacking the regime would be that they will come out and say that they are loyal and have faith in the supreme leadership, but they are against the officials of the Islamic Republic, and it's Ali Khamenei and the institution of the supreme leadership that they have faith in. And with that narrative throughout when Ali Khamenei was alive, they constantly attack everybody within the regime, mostly the reformers, but also everyone else. And it only when it was getting too much, Ali Khamenei would step in and it will pull them back, pull their leash, and calm them down. This was going on for a couple of years. When we predicted that one day we're going to have a double uprising, meaning that these people will completely turn against the regime and this will escalate to every part of the regime. So with Ali Khamenei dying, there's nobody to hold these people back anymore, and they're going all out. But Ali Khamenei Ali Khamenei created this monster that it had control over, and now without Ali Khamenei, the monster is out of his cage, and it's really hard. It's more difficult than before to maintain control over them, and they're basically out there to burn everything, right? Everything of the regime itself, not just the Iranian people, but the regime as well. I told you also that there are people, these people, their leadership, the elite, their elite, so-called elite, they don't believe in the Islamic Republic at all. These Islamic jihadi-minded people, they think that Ali Khamenei and the Islamic Republic, it's not Islamic. The reason why it's not Islamic is because they're weak against their enemies, internally and externally, and the structure of the government is Western, because it's called the Islamic Republic. A republic is European. There's nothing in Islam regarding a republic. There's nothing in it. I know it's a fake republic. Elections don't mean anything. The parliament doesn't mean anything. The president doesn't mean anything, but still it's there. When people vote, Ali, when people vote, what are they saying? When you have a structure where people vote, even if it's a fake vote, when people vote, what you're saying is that man gets to decide the law. Islam is not an endorsement of man's law. Islam is only believe in God's law, not man's law. And when man gets to come up with laws, that is shirk. Shirk in Islam is the most unforgivable sin. If you associate to anything or anybody something that could only be attributed to God, you're doing shirk. When man issues laws, then you're putting man's law and next to God's law. But the only law that should ever be enforced is God's law, not man's law. So the fact that you have a republic, which is a Western concept, the fact that you have a parliament, the fact that you have a president, okay? President in Persian is Rais-e-Jamhur, which means the head of a republic. The fact that you have elections, all of this is un-Islamic, completely un-Islamic. So now that this person has been called out, by the office of the supreme leadership, that what your statement was wrong, we never said that. This man doubled down and he did something that jumped this internal fighting and the jihadi Islamic people turning against the regime to a whole other level. And even if they silence him, he just crossed a red line that has never been crossed before. He just broke a taboo. That means that now so many other people are going to dare talk about what he just talked about. He just came out and said the quiet part out loud. What we have been suspecting and been telling people that these people want, instead of an Islamic republic, just Hukumat Islami, not Jamhuriya Islami, which means Islamic Republic. They want Hukumat Islami, which means Islamic rule, not Islamic Republic, Islamic rule. He said exactly the words that I have been using without any of these people ever mentioning it. I said, so for so many years, these people don't want an Islamic Republic. They want Islamic rule. They want Hukumat Islami. Without the word republic mentioned. And this man said this. He's in that speech. He specifically said that we need to go through a transition where the Islamic Republic is over, and we have Islamic rule instead of Islamic Republic. And the reason why he's targeting Pezeshkian is because the president is Rais-e-Jamhur, the head of the republic, the symbol of the Islamic Republic being a so-called republic. He's calling him clueless. He's calling him somebody he doesn't understand anything. And he says that the only reason why Khamenei made him president, which is a confirmation that the elections are a joke, right? He admitted, he said Ali Khamenei made him a president. So guys, if anybody was under the impression that the election, the vote of the people in Iran chooses this president, this man himself admits that, like everybody knows, Ali Khamenei picked the president and the elections are a joke. And he said the only reason why Khamenei picked Pezeshkian as president was because Marandi, you guys know the name Marandi. You guys remember Marandi? Mohammed Marandi, the guy that is on Piers Morgan all the time, speaking on behalf of the Islamic Republic, Marandi. That guy, Mohammed Marandi's father, is the physician, was the physician of Ali Khamenei. He says that man, the father of Mohammed Marandi, the guy that is on Piers Morgan all the time, his father, who was a physician of Ali Khamenei, he convinced Pezeshkian to be convinced Ali Khamenei for Pezeshkian to be the president. And then not only that, he mentioned two other people, Haqqanian and what's the other guy? Hijazi. Yes, Hijaz.
Yeah.
The manager of the Beit Rahbari, the Office of Supreme Leadership, he said that Haqqanian was a Zionist and CIA spy, and the manager of the Beit Rahbari, he's the one who's keeping Mujtaba out of the Beit Rahbari, out of the Office of Supreme Leadership. What he's saying is that the Beit Rahbari, all the people around Ali Khamenei when he was arrived, were compromised, were all representing the Americans and the Israelis. So Ali Khamenei, which is the supreme leader, we're not against him, but the entire office of the supreme leadership was with the Israelis and Americans, and they were making moves to make Ali Khamenei make decisions that prepares the groundwork for a coup d'etat, right? And all of this is possible because the Islamic Republic is a republic. It has that structure. That the fact that it's a republic provides all of these ways for the enemies of the regime to infiltrate, to bring in their spies and make un-Islamic decisions. Why is this a continuation of what I said before at the beginning? Let me connect it to what I said earlier. I said earlier that for the past couple of years, what they had done is that they made Ali Khamenei and the Office of the Supreme Leadership separate, that institution separate from the rest of the regime, to attack the rest of the regime for all those four things that they're angry of, but keep the Supreme Leadership safe from all that attack. Like, oh, we love the Supreme Leadership. It's the other officials of the Islamic Republic that are bad. Now we're escalating. We're going one step up. We're now even separating the Office of the Supreme Leadership from the Supreme Leader. And now the Office of the Supreme Leadership is also being attacked. You see, like the only thing left would be the Supreme Leader. So these are the Paidari camp people. These are the ideological pressure camp people. And they're removing the layers of the Islamic Republic layer by layer. This man is pretending that he's in support of the Khamenei family. He is not. The supreme leader that they want is not Khamenei. They don't consider the Khamenei family to be a proper leader. They want somebody like Mir Bagheri to be the supreme leader. But they can't go after the Khamenei family because he's too holy and sacred. But they're peeling it layer by layer. First, all of the officials of the Islamic Republic. You get closer to the supreme leader. Now that layer has been removed. The sacredness of that layer has been removed. Then you go remove one layer more. Not the supreme leader himself, but the office of the supreme leadership. You keep the supreme leader safe, but you accuse everybody else other than the supreme leader as spies and Zionists and with the enemy, or at least people who are clueless, who don't understand anything. So some of them would be accused of spies, being spies of Zionists. The other ones would be accused of being non-Islamic, being people who do not understand Islam, like people who are ruling over you who are not, who don't understand Islam, like people like Pezeshkian, like Ghalibov. Like maybe it's too much to call them traitors. I'll just call Haqqanian a traitor just to, get my foot in by calling everybody else a traitor. But that is maybe it's too much to call like Ghalibov a traitor, but clueless. Pezeshkian and Ghalibov, at least clueless. The best you could say about is clueless. But believe it that they would want to go, if these people are given the chance, they will go all out and eventually go against the supreme leader himself as well. And I think if you listen to that video, Ali, I think he also attacked the supreme leader indirectly without saying it. He acted like he's saying all of these things in favor of Ali Khamenei and Mujtaba Khamenei. But if you listen to it carefully, he's making it seem as if these people are gullible idiots that listen to anybody around them that is giving them bad information, right? Like if you listen to it, you should be asking yourself, like, okay, you have Zionists and CIA agents in the Office of Supreme Leadership giving bad advice to Ali Khamenei. Why is he listening to them? Here's a question: if you are Na'ib Imam Zaman, which means the representative of the Mahdi on earth, That means you have access to the Mahdi for consultation. That means the Mahdi makes himself available to you for guidance. Why would you be listening to these other people? Why would you be listening to Marandi telling you that Pezeshkian should be the president when you have the Mahdi giving you advice on what to do, right? Maybe you're not Naib Imam Zaman. Maybe you do not have access to the Mahdi. But I think these people are, but the fact that this person is daring this much to go this close to attacking the centers of power of the Islamic Republic, to me, it suggests that everything is shaky. The fact that the mullahs are becoming more and more daring to attack the centers of religious power within the Islamic Republic seems like the fear is less than before. And a lot of things that used to be taboo are not taboo anymore. And now that this person has crossed this red line, so many other people will be daring to cross that red line. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if I explain this to you in a way that is understandable or not. Did that make sense?
Give me like 5 seconds to summarize it for people.
Wait, hold on. Before you said that, Steve is saying, Armin, why aren't you discussing that this guy is in Mujtaba's family? I said that at the very beginning. I said this is not a random guy. He's family. Did I not say that, Ali? I said that.
Yeah, he is. He married into the Khamenei family.
Yes.
What is he, like brother-in-law or something?
He's
or a
married,
cousin-in-law?
like his Mujtaba's sister, I think, something like that.
Okay, so he's his brother-in-law. Okay. All right, listen, guys. Here is the TLDR. Here's the summarized version. The mullahs, the turban religious class, has had enough. Someone has stepped forward from that class and has said, this is our time to shine. And we, the mullahs, know the weak points. We know what's going on in the Islamic Republic. So me, Kharazi, okay, I'm the new guy. I'm the new catalyst. I just stepped in and I just shot some bullets right at the weak points of everyone around me. By doing that, I'm allowing other people to start talking about it too. Now the discussion is going to be centered around what I just said. The thing that no one dared to say, I said it. I stepped forward and said it. So now a bunch of other people are going to be stepping forward and talking about this as well. So that's point number one. This is the move that the mullahs are making, the turbans are making. They've been quiet for a while. By bringing the discussion around this, they are also pointing out and going for, this is their goal, by bringing about this discussion. Let's turn the Islamic Republic from a republic into an Islamic state, just the Islamic government. That's our goal. We don't want all this Western republic, president, whatever, right? We want it to be hardcore Islamic, like living in tent, riding on camels type of Islamic. We want it to be like that. He's doing that by targeting the Supreme Leader's office, who is always an obstacle for these people. Now that they see Mujtaba Khamenei is nowhere to be found, Ghalibaf's trying to consolidate power. The IRGC are in the corner over there. Everyone's trying to grab some power. Why don't I do that too? And that's what they're going for. So that's stirring things up. It's escalating the internal pressure and buildup. A lot of the Durkas in the Islamic Republic are now going to start thinking, wait, yeah, why aren't we pushing for an Islamic government? Why are we just sitting by and waiting for all this to happen? Let's get into the fray. Let's get involved here. One more figure has been unlocked. I think I missed something. I'm trying to figure out what it was. This comes as a opponent to Ghalibaf. This is a Ghalibaf opponent. He's going to represent a lot of the Durkas here. So I'm actually going to wait and see. I don't think this person can be convinced to be turned over to Ghalibaf's side.
Well, Ali, this is more than anti-Ghalibaf. This guy is anti-everything. Like this
He's
guy
anti-Islamic Republic.
Yes. Like he went like all the way. Like there's some people here, like some jihadi Durka people are like, okay, let's go after. Like some people are like, oh, Ghalibaf is too far. Like let's just focus on Zarif and Rouhani and Khatami. Ghalibaf is too powerful. Some people are like thinking, okay, no, I am more daring. I'll go after Ghalibaf. One day we go after other people. And this guy skipped every step. This guy just skipped every step. Like he jumped over Ghalibaf and Pezeshkian and everybody, and he just went all the way to like all the layers that was like we were going through step by step. He was just like, I'm just gonna let me through. I'm just gonna go to the final step that we were planning on.
So this speeds things up, puts more pressure, is an opponent for Ghalibaf who's doing his best to stay alive and consolidate power. The IRGC are probably happy with it for now. Do you think this will gain traction? Do you think this will be a major force?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know if he would be a major force,
Right.
but now that
But
it's
what he
been
represents.
said, oh yeah, now that it's been said, so like in a matter of seconds, so many walls just were taken down. Like there were
Okay.
people here like trying to use a spoon to go through these walls, and this guy just went through 10 of them with a bulldozer.
Do you think this could be what the US and Israel were waiting for? One more crack to appear.
Honestly, I don't know if anybody is follow. Like, I'm pretty sure they're within the U.S. intelligence and Israeli intelligence. There are people who are following this in high level of detail. I just don't know if the politicians are. You know what I mean?
If they'll
I think
understand it, yeah.
Yeah, I think like the U.S. and Israeli intelligence understand everything that we just said and more, but those reports, I think like the politicians are paying attention to different metrics.
So these people have no guns. Do they have money? I don't think they have. I mean,
They don't have money
maybe a
themselves,
moderate
but
amount.
so what they do have is this money support. So okay, so the way it works is that within IRGC, we have different segments of IRGC that control different revenue streams, right? So the parts of the IRGCs that their revenue streams depends on isolationism, command economy, and anti-Americanism and anti-Zionism, those have access to a lot of money, and they will be funding these people's mosques, Hosseinias, Hayats, and their cultural centers, right? So, and the parts of the IRGC that the revenue streams depends on the revenue of industries that will benefit from normalization, they would be funding Ghalibaf media operations, and maybe some of them would even pull out their reformers cards if they really need to, which they recently did.
I have a question. What about the Paidoris? How do they fit into this?
So this guy is that camp, right? That this guy belongs to that camp, right? So they fit into all of this by being used by the parts of IGC with interest in isolationism, command economy, and resistance to the West and Israel.
So right after this, now that he's attacked the Supreme Leader's office and all the Republic figures in the Islamic Republic, isn't he now going to start talking about revenge? Or is he more of a, hey, let's just retreat for a bit, force this change to the Islamic government?
So this is but okay. So it's revenge for Ali Khamenei's death and assassinating President Trump talk. That's a more of an immediate short term focus of the Paidari associated camp people. Okay, this guy came out and revealed the long term plan of all of this. Like this guy is what we have been doing. We think in like many years, like 5 year, 10 years, what the direction of things are. And this guy, at least this speech by him, is longer term, like he's skipping a whole bunch of steps. You know what I mean? Like what is the point of saying like, oh, we need to, I don't know, kill President Trump because he killed Ali Khamenei? What's the point of that? So the point
I
of
see.
that, the point of that is to use that as a way to gain leverage over Ghalibaf, right? So for the people to be using that as a way to throw, throw stones at Ghalibaf and weaken him. That's the point of that, right? This guy is like skipped throwing rocks at Ghalibaf and basically took out a machine gun and is shooting at everybody. You know what I mean?
Right. So is Ghalibaf going to, what is Ghalibaf's move in your opinion? What can he do here? He tried, one thing before you answer, he tried to get the Paidaris. They're rebelling against him. He's frustrated at that. And now that Kharazi, this mullah guy, not all of them, but now that this Kharazi guy saw that there's some political space, he's grabbing onto it.
So if I was Ghalibaf, this is what I would do. Ghalibaf, pay attention, take notes, okay? I would celebrate this. I would pick this man as a grenade and throw it at everybody, okay? Because I can't go lower than where I am right now in popularity. So this is what I would do. I will take this. So I will take this man. I will like, oh, this is a grenade. It's a pretty good grenade. I like it. Let me throw it at the supreme leadership and the IRGC, because I'm already, when it comes to soft power, I'm already maximum. I have already maximum damage against me, right? So let this person come and even everything out. Basically, make everybody go down to my level. Let's throw it like what? Yeah, go after the supreme leadership. Go at it. And go at, like, what about the IRGC? Do you want to also go at the IRGC? I would like that as well, right? And here's what I would do. On top of that, I will also pick these guys and be like, hey, Iranian people who want regime change, look at this boogie boogie, look at this scary, oh my God, look at this scary, look at this jihadi guy, right? Whoa, scary, right? You tried your regime change. It didn't work out for you. You were trying to do regime change, huh? Well, but look at this. You want this scary guy? You want to, what do you want? You want to, you didn't get Pahlavi, but you want, like, since you get Pahlavi, it's either me or these people, right? So I will basically bring him, like, okay, let him speak, let him put him out there, and for everybody to compare me to him, right? That's great. Like, get the radicals out there. In fact, give them all the airtime. Let's set up debates between our people and their people. So the Iranian people are like, oh my God, we thought it couldn't get worse. It could actually get worse. If we have something more radical than Khamenei, holy shit, I don't want that. Okay, Ghalibaf, please come save us. That's what they want to do, right? So that's what Ghalibaf would do. And on top of that, I would use the reformist cars, because I don't want to call these people out. I'll just get Rouhani and Zarif to come out and say, because they're already hated, extremely hated. So make them come out and say, there are these radicals who think that if we escalate and have war, the Mahdi will come back. Oh my God. Like, you have somebody with the turban calling other people radicals and crazy because they are trying to escalate war to bring the Mahdi back. And people are like, oh my God, like, yes, you're right. I mean, you guys are radical, but not that radical. These people actually want war for the sake of war. And we're tired of war. So maybe we should just be satisfied with this version of this so-called more moderate version of the Islamic Republic. Because remember, Rouhani came, and so this is exactly what he did, by the way. I think this is why all of a sudden you saw now the reformers making a comeback, because we weren't seeing Zarif and Rouhani for a long time, right? And now they're coming out and giving speeches, and now all of a sudden, I told you before that they remember, guys. I told Ali, remember months ago, I said, guys, Rouhani and Zarif have been sidelined, but don't underestimate them. They will come back when they're needed. Remember that? Because a lot of people assumed that it was the end of them, and I'm like, nope. Don't underestimate Rouhani and Zarif. It will be their turn one day, and they will eventually bring them and use them. And this happened yesterday or the day before yesterday. It happened exactly as I predicted. Rouhani and Zarif were on camera, and Rouhani came out and said this, guys. I kid you not, he said this. He said he was talked when Ali Khamenei was alive. And Rouhani, by the way, Rouhani is now remembering so many conversations with Ali Khamenei. And there's no Ali Khamenei to come and say, like, that never happened. You know what this reminds me of? Aisha, Muhammad's wife. After Muhammad died, Aisha kept on saying, like, oh, I remember Muhammad saying this. I remember Muhammad saying that. I think she learned from Muhammad, because Muhammad, every time he needed something, you're like, I'm getting a verse from God. God says, cut that out. I don't like that. Cut it out. Cut it out. I just got a revelation from God that says you should cut it out because I don't like it. So Muhammad was doing that. And Aisha was like, oh, okay, I'm taking notes, right? Because Aisha one day there's hadith that Aisha told Muhammad that, wow, it's very convenient that God keeps giving you verses every time you want something. God gives you exactly that verse. There's a hadith that Aisha said that. So when Muhammad died, Aisha is the number 2 source of Islamic hadith, because she kept on saying, I remember Muhammad saying this, I remember Muhammad saying that. So to make things happen her own way for the war that she had with Ali. Okay. And now Rouhani is doing the same thing. Ali Khamenei is dead. So Rouhani is going and like, hey, I remember Khamenei having this conversation with me. I'm remembering Khamenei having that conversation with me. And Ali Khamenei is dead, so nobody can do anything about it. So this time he came out and he said, Ali Khamenei told me that there are these people who came out and told me that I have a... Ali, do you want to hear this, or is this getting too much detail? Because I think this is interesting. This is very important for people to realize. Yeah. So Ali Khamenei said that there are these people that came to me and told me, Ali Khamenei, that they're going to build a giant stage in a square inside Tehran with loudspeakers and big screens and everything. For what? For when Mahdi comes, they have a stage for him to talk so that everybody could hear him, but loudspeakers and everything. They were good. Like they went to Ali Khamenei like, hey, can we build a stage so that we're ready when the Mahdi comes? And Rouhani says that Ali Khamenei told Rouhani that he told those people that what if the Mahdi doesn't come in 300 years? Like, are you crazy? So Rouhani was trying to show that Ali Khamenei was not as crazy as Durka Jihadi, as these crazy people that were trying to build that stage. And Rouhani said that these are the same people who want war, who want to escalate war with United States and Israel, not because it's good for Iran, but because they want to have maximum escalation. So because that will bring the Mahdi back. That will bring the Mahdi. So he's saying, like, look, we are taken hostage by these crazy, like, this is a guy with a turban saying that the country has been taken hostage by these jihadi crazy people who want war with Americans and Israelis for the sake of bringing the Mahdi. So this is a way for the Islamic Republic to try to show to the Iranian people that you might not like us. I know you guys like Pahlavi, but you're not going to get Pahlavi. That's their message. So it's either us or these jihadi crazy people. So you better pick us. This is why I've been telling people for the past 8 years, I think, that our main enemy is not the jihad, the crazy jihadi Durka people. I mean, they're all crazy jihadi Durka people, but the more obviously crazy jihadi people. Our main enemy is these. These are the people who are standing between us and Pahlavi. The Durka jihadi people are going extinct. We call this skin shedding. Like a snake that sheds its skin.
Molting.
The Islamic Republic is trying to do skin shedding and survive. And this is why I say our main enemies within the Islamic Republic is Ghalibaf, Araghchi, Rouhani, Pezeshkian, Javad Zarif, and Khatami. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know.
But one quick question. Are they on the revenge and the Mahdi thing? Are they like, that's a later thing? It comes later?
Yeah, they're like
Okay.
yeah, inshallah one day. Like who's like
Okay,
you know.
gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Well, here's the good part. The US will never be okay with that Kharazi figure, for example, and what he represents.
But that's a problem. No, that's a problem. Because because their version, they're doing pick me, right? So Ghalibaf is like to the Americans, like pick me. Look at these Kharozi
right.
people, pick me. And Rouhani is like, no, pick me. I will be a good boy. I would be like, I wouldn't go out all jihadi on you. We will be a good version of Islamic Republic. Look, put these kill these Vahidi people. I think somebody convinced Vahidi to come out and talk about nuclear bomb. I think somebody. I haven't been saying this, but I'm going to say it. Okay, I think it is possible that somebody from the Ghalibaf camp convinced Vahidi right now to come and talk about nuclear bombs as a way to scare the Americans to think look. These are the mother tuckers you're going to be dealing with if you don't pick us, right? So these are the pick me people within the Islamic Republic in the United States saying that this will be a better version of the Islamic Republic if you just remove all of these crazy people.
You're insinuating that they're all coordinated, not united, but coordinated.
Well, I mean, there is a real internal division.
Right. They're not united, but they're coordinating because Ghalibaf's happy when Vahidi comes and says we're gonna follow through with nuclear weapons. And Ghalibaf is also happy.
Look, this is yeah, exactly. They're happy because
so deal with me.
That's the problem.
Deal with me, Ghalibaf.
Yes.
And he's also happy when this Durka comes out and says the things that he says. We're going to turn Iran into an Islamic state. He's also happy when that happens. So he's happy with Vahidi. He's happy with the religious Durka Kharazi because he's the best option. He is the most moderate, quote unquote, logical person. But of course, this all depends. So it looks really good for Ghalibaf, but it depends if the US is going to try to make an actual successful deal with the Islamic Republic, which I don't think that's the case. Okay, so what we just explained to you guys is what the Islamic Republic is doing. They're coordinating with each other, unknowingly or knowingly, and Ghalibaf still looks like the number one guy, which is why he's so important. You know, if he's really important, guys. Mossad, he's really important. Really, if he was taken out, I think we'd
look at this. Fine Star is saying, I swear Ghalibaf follow Armin closer than he follows the Quran. And then Omid was saying, yeah, he's sitting with his notepad right now, taking notes. You know what, guys? I categorize the Islamic Republic into 4 parts, and Ghalibaf came out months after that and copied my 4 categorization thing. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So for anyone who couldn't follow any of that, like Wes is saying I couldn't follow any of that, basically, we just explained the internal Islamic Republic politics. What they're trying to do is they're trying to present a best option to the United States, so the United States see them as logical and makes a deal with them. They're trying to stay alive. They're trying to keep the Islamic Republic alive. They'll molt, they'll shed skin, they'll metamorphosize into something different to keep themselves alive. That's what they're trying to do. If you hear them threatening about nuclear weapons, you hear them threatening about becoming an Islamic state, that's so that the reformist, moderate faction in the Islamic Republic seems like the best option for the US to make a deal with. That's what they're trying to do. That's their, I guess, way out. Okay. We should get through the super chats here. Okay, that was a good. Okay, now we understand. Now we understand what they're doing, and I'm 100% confident that we're going to see a lot of debates, media, etc., come out from the Islamic Republic that tries to talk about these specific things.
We should go. We have like 56 super chats that we haven't gone through.
Yeah, 46. Yeah. So we have Nail Bunny.
Star. Or did you not unstart the ones that you read?
No, I did.
Oh, okay. It didn't unstart.
Oh, does it say 56 for you? Okay, I see.
I'll do it. Don't worry.
We have Nail Bunny with 2 more super stickers.
Thank
and
you.
Also saying we in a super chat, and another super chat saying need confetti. We need confetti. All right,
Yes,
so that's a big
thank you.
boost. I can see why you won the race, and thank you, Nail
Yes.
Bunny, for the super chats.
Oh, guys, don't forget we have to make Ali do the Baby Yoda thing.
Oh no. And our next super chat is from Nollybug saying, President Trump, please finish the job. Heck yeah. President Trump
Yes.
should finish the job. It's in the benefit of
Or-
everybody.
Or help the Iranian people finish the job. Help the Iranian people help you finish the job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Nollybug. And our next super chat is from Beach Kid, who says, confetti. Yeah, that was fast.
Confetti. Thank
Pretty
you.
fast. Thank you, Beach Kid. And James Moore says, just super chats, but it missed half of mine. I demand a recount. This vote count has been stolen.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I mean,
because I
you
didn't.
won.
Okay, I'm gonna show up, guys. From tomorrow, I'm gonna show up earlier than Ali. I'm gonna put the counter on because when you did it when the counter was not on, okay? But we could win every day because I show up earlier and I will put the counter on earlier than Ali, so we could win every single time. Thank you.
Well, maybe
James.
the rule should be we start from when the stream starts.
No, you know, early.
You're saying no
early
because it's to your
bird.
advantage.
Because I show up on time and you don't. So.
All right. Thank you, James Moore, for the super chat. And thanks,
Thank
Ali
you.
Buff, for the jewels and Jagatai for the jewels.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sarah Ocean says, Armin's chat is cheating. We have integrity here.
You literally did that yesterday. You literally did the same thing yesterday.
I like how Sarah was helping you yesterday too. No, just helping me.
No, she
saying.
wasn't. She was helping you.
We do have integrity over here, right, guys? Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. And our next one is from Fleshy Interloper saying pro deal, Ali. No, I'm not pro deal. I think that the Strait of Hormuz could be handed over to the Islamic Republic temporarily to show the Arabs that they're truly effed. If that happens, they're effed without the United States, and in the hopes that that would get them to get off their butt. But I'm sure Trump would have told them that. Trump would have told them, listen, if you don't do this, I'm gonna give up the Strait of Hormuz. You're gonna be dealt with by the Islamic Republic. And I think maybe that's the meeting that we saw today between Saudi, Pakistan, Turkey, Egypt. Check the news, nothing crazy. And thank you so much, Fleshy Interloper, for the super chat. By the way, there's no successful deal. There's no actual deal which will be successful in the long term.
Except a surrender deal, maybe?
That would be, yeah, that's ideal, actually. And Fizz Endracist is saying tomorrow when Ali wins, make Armin eat empty calories. Oh, that's a red line.
We're not
that's
doing
like making
actions. Yes.
That's
We're
like making
doing
Armin say it's the Arabian Gulf.
Yeah,
Thank you,
no.
Fizz Endracist. I
We're
know,
not
right? We're
doing-
kind of limited, but I'm glad that we are.
You know, guys, I do. Okay, to be fair, though. Okay, first of all, no, I'm not doing that. Second of all, once every month I indulge. You know, when I go on a date. You know, so it's not like I'm not religious with it. Once every month. You know, I don't know, but not alcohol. Okay, alcohol once every year maybe, but like kind of like any food like that. You know, when I go on a date, I will just I'm not going to ruin the date by saying that.
Gotcha.
Oh, yes. And thank
Good
you.
idea for the Fizz Endracist. I wish.
Yes,
And
I'm not doing that.
Bex, thank you for the jewels. Our next super chat is from Eli Sheva. Says, is it possible that the regime is using the Houthis to weaken Yemeni control now so they can take over part of Yemen if they have to flee Iran? Dumb question? No, there's no such thing as dumb questions here.
No.
I think it's highly unlikely because Yemen just doesn't have anything. There's no way for the Islamic Republic to build up anything there. they're stuck between, Israel and the U.S. They're even closer to the CENTCOM and Israeli bases. It's not defensible.
They will be so vulnerable in Yemen.
Yeah, they can't do anything there. Afghanistan, I can see that. Mountainous. They survived. The Taliban are already armed. Thank you for the question. And our next one is from Fleshy Interloper saying, does size count with super chats? No. Actually, the super chat counter incentivizes us to get to 10 as fast as possible.
Yes.
Can't have your cake and eat it. But thank you so much, Fleshy Interloper. But we remember. And Justin is our next one, saying, the gentleman in your discussion group that brought up Congress going on recess has me rethinking everything. I'm starting to think Trump has been waiting for that. Could explain all the back and forth. I think generally the game of politics is you do your best to predict what can happen, and then you prepare for every possibility to turn even a bad situation to your advantage, and you position for that. Even if something's bad happening, as long as you're ready for it, it could be a good thing. It's not too far out of the question. And thank you, Justin, for the super chat. Our next one is from James Moore, saying, if your enemy starts hitting civilian targets, then your enemy are words I do not know or understand in Persian, like insulting them. But I'm sure Armin can teach us with the Persian swear word of the day coming up next. Oh.
Okay, if your enemy starts hitting civilian targets and your enemy are words I do not know nor understand in Persian, but I'm sure Armin. Okay, so should I teach them a swear word? Is that what he's asking, Ali?
That's what he's asking. Yeah, give him one of the many animals.
Those are not swear words. The Iranian people use the most R-rated swear words that exist in.
I know we shouldn't say those though.
We shouldn't? Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. We have some very creative ones.
What can we say that is not that R-rated, but is commonly used? Because
I don't know. I think we should just go with like one of the, they're pretty bad. Maybe we could just go with like an animal. Just call someone a monkey.
I don't want to call like monkeys are like, I don't want to insult other animals.
People in the chat are
putting them. Okay, guys, people in the chat. So James, we're trying to keep the show cleanish, so that's why we're not saying it. But the people in the chat are saying it. Look at what Steve is saying. Look at what Fine Stars are saying.
Yeah, look at the chat.
That one. Yeah,
look at the chat. Thank you, James Moore, who also sent another super chat saying, Ali, I worked a few years in radio advertising. True, remember that. Repetition is the key. Sorry, this was learned from a particular 30s to 40s propaganda expert from Central Europe, but bugger me, it works. Oh, I think I'll probably say I learned that from you and not from a particular 1930s to 1940s propaganda expert from Central Europe. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
I get what you're meaning. And our next super chat is from Lexus Dulce saying, how do we know that the coalition is against the Islamic Republic and not against the USA and Israel? They'll do both. Trust me. They'll prepare for both scenarios. But I think there's a clear, easier route for them to plan against than to go against the US and Israel.
The coalition cannot afford to be against the US and Israel. Like
they'll try.
They desperately need the US and Israel. They're helpless without US and Israel. The coalition exists because of the disappointment over how much United States will provide protection for them. But they're on their knees begging the United States for protection, so they can't afford. The only way that they go against the US is by basically trying to show the USA that they have other options, which they don't. They go against the United States by trying to show that maybe they could rely on each other, so they have options, but they don't have options. They don't have an option that could replace the United States. These people are desperately begging the United States to continue providing protection at the level that they used to, and the United States is not, because the United States is done letting other countries leech off of its military and its security services for free.
Correct.
Yes.
Thank you, Lexus Dulce. Good question.
Thank you.
They can't. They can't do it. That's the only reason why, though. Otherwise, if they could, they would. Don't get me wrong. And don't think that they didn't explore that option. They are. But they just can't. And Wes Downer says, please explain your super chat competition. So whoever gets to 10 super chats first wins, and the other person has a punishment. The punishment is usually saying something that's like really bothering to them.
Yes. And from now on, if Ali loses, I will choose what you guys like, what a super chat. You guys get to choose
we'll both
what
do that.
Ali does in a super chat. Okay. Ali will do that. Okay.
Thank you, Wes, who also gifted 10 memberships. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate that, and became a member himself. Huge.
Wow.
Wes, did you just find our stream? That's great. Thank you so much.
Yes, super chat, and then membership gift, and member himself. Amazing. Thank you. Are you still here? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wes. Also, is that you or is that?
Vinyasam.
Okay. Thank you very much again. And Bill Kennedy, thank you for the super chat, saying easiest to regime change than for the regime to change. It's easier to change the regime than it is for the regime to change itself. Yeah, I agree.
That is so true, and I will add to it. It's easier to change the regime than for regime to change, because it's impossible for the regime to change.
It can't. Yeah.
The fundamentals, at least.
If it had more of the population under its control, you could argue it had some room. But yeah, no. And also, Bill Kennedy asked me if I was AI like an hour ago. I was like, "Is Ali AI?" Like, asked that a couple times. I was like, "I'm not AI."
Wait. That is a compliment, because they're saying your is too flawless. When somebody's saying, "Are you AI?" what they're saying is like, it doesn't look real, because it's like there's no flaws.
Maybe.
Wow, what a compliment.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
And if that's what they meant, or they meant I'm like a robot. I don't change my facial expressions. Yeah, you could be right.
No, take it as a compliment.
Our next one is from Omid Salute, saying, Armin, stop paying your mercenaries super chats for Ali. Yeah, you're paying them to super chat you.
Wow, guys, you see the accusation of the organic, genuine support that we're getting in our chat is now being accused of being paid actors. This is how low these people go. Come to my side. We don't make such disgusting, vile accusations against the other side. We have the moral high ground. Look at this. Come back. Come to my side.
Armin sent all his proxies after me.
Yes.
Thank you, Omid Salute, for the super chat. And
Thank you.
Totally. Our next one is from Nima Farce, saying, I'm Team Armin, but
yes,
dang, that's cheating.
That's not cheating. This is copying their methods. This is learning from your enemy.
Team Armin, but yeah, I mean, true.
Where is that butt? What is that butt? Get that butt. Get your butt out of my face.
Thank you, Nima. Buff profile pic. Thank you for the jewels. And James Moore says, to show the peacemaker I am, with this punishment, I will bring two nations together. Ali needs to try and source Vegemite live on the show. Yeah. Dang, that is some hardcore. I don't know if that's peacemaking, and that's a pretty hardcore punishment. That thing tastes terrible, I've heard. Thank you for the super chat.
I would like it.
Maybe. And Fizz Engesis says, James banned. Oh no. James.
See, they have no tolerance for losing. They're not sore losers.
Guys, you're making me look bad. Thank you, Fizz. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
And Dahna Januszewski
Yeah,
says, "Oh
she
man,
gave us a super chat and we couldn't read it right, so now I want to see how to pronounce her name.
Dahna Januszewski. Okay, anyway, whatever. Oh man, you don't get my name right? Are you kidding me? You can't pronounce Dahna. It's pronounced like Donna Januszewski. How do you pronounce that and then pronounce na? It's not that difficult, boys. I got it. Donna Januszewski. Sounds very Polish.
I'm just gonna say Donna.
Thank
Donna.
you very much.
Donna means wise.
Means wise.
Yes.
Farsi name. Thank you very much for the super chat. Hope we got your name right. Our next one's from Joanne. Thank you for the super chat, Joanne, saying, how is it that a deal is being made without Trump? I don't like it, and it feels like he is being scammed. Trump's totally fine with this. I think really is.
The deal is not being made without Trump. The Islamic Republic is pretending that the deal is being made without Trump by speaking on monies. But the deal is being made with Trump. I mean, I don't like the deal, the so-called deal, but it is being made with Trump. Don't believe the Islamic Republic. It's being made with him.
Yeah, don't worry. Thank you, Joanna, for the super chat. And Amy says, why are they allowed in southern Iraq? The IRGC.
Okay.
Like Adokchi and all them going to Iraq.
I think she's talking about the Toyotas. Okay, in southern Iraq, they're allowed. They're not allowed, but they're there anyways because they have militia there that they support them. And the Iraqi government doesn't have enough military power to push back against the Islamic Republic. The Iraqi militias that are loyal to the Islamic Republic have more firepower than the Iraqi government.
Yeah. But hey, we told you guys Al-Zaidi yesterday is rearranging his generals. That is the same thing as telling the militias, prepare for war. It's the same thing. So they might not be allowed for much longer, Amy. Is what I'm thinking. Thank you very much for the super chat. Lexus with another question or another super chat saying, love from Sweden to both of you guys. Thanks for the amazing work and analysis from you. Boos boos.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Boos guys means kisses.
Very much appreciate that. Very kind of you. And our next one is from Bill Kennedy. It says, uprising needs to start with a jailbreak, CIA-backed. Like a prison jailbreak? Because if that's the case, then that wouldn't really do much, I'll be honest.
The number that wouldn't provide enough numbers, but it might be a spark. It could be used as a spark. I think uprising needs to start by arming the Iranian people in southern Iran, vetting them, training them, arming them under the leadership of Prince Pahlavi and his team.
Yeah. Also, those prisoners are all recorded. They know their families, all of that. Yeah. But thank you, Bill Kennedy. It could be a spark, though. I can see that.
Ooh.
Evin being freed.
Ooh. By the way, I have a new. Oh, wait! Before you go to the next one, I forgot to show this to you guys. Guys! This is important. I forgot this. Sorry. I have a new video. I have a new video that was sent to me from inside Iran, directly to me, to share it with the whole world. Another Iranian asking that to be armed. So guys, remember, this is extremely risky. This guy put it on the screen, put it on his car while driving, saying arm us. This is the arm us campaign that we started, that got all the way to Mark Levin and so many other people. And Tusi just recently mentioned this as well. Tusi mentioned us and talked about this, and Mark Levin posted this, reposted us twice, and these videos have made it uh, everybody aware that the Iranian people want to get armed. And the people who send me these videos, guys, they send it directly to me on Telegram for me to post, and they do this by, it's very risky to do this, extremely risky to do this. So they done the work, and it's now your turn to repost this. Okay, I'll post this. I post a link to this on the chat. So please go ahead and repost this. This is extremely important. Our job is easy. We just need to go repost this post on X. The difficult job has already been done for us. The difficult job was this man risking his life. The punishment for him sending me this video is death. Death. And he sent me this video to show this to the world so more people could see that the Iranian people want to get armed. And it is their right to get armed. So please, please, please do anything you can to get more people to see this. It has a huge impact. With just one repost, you could be the voice of the Iranian people. Okay?
Yes, please share it.
Thank
Just a
you.
couple clicks. Thank you very much. And thank you, Armin, for doing that.
Thank you.
And our next one is from Tricyclops, who says, just found you guys like 2 weeks ago. Good show. I hope you keep going. We will keep going. We're here every day.
Yes.
And things are going to kick off potentially soon. So keep watching.
Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you very much. And Donna says it's pronounced like Donna. Da-na.
Yes.
Got it. Donna. Thank you very much for the super chat. Arik-san says, maybe Armin is the secret Ayatollah. JK.
Grand Ayatollah. Don't insult me.
Supreme
Grand
big
Ayatollah.
leader. Yes.
Not
Thank you,
yet
Arik-san.
supreme leader, but that's the next level.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I have another one from Itch McConnell saying, get off your little chairs and your microphones calling for war and go fight it yourselves. Okay.
Get off your little chairs and on your microphone calling for war and go fight it yourself.
Okay. Sure.
Go into the
Thank you for the super
battlefield.
chat.
Which war? Like you want what? Okay, so wait. So you want me to go get a gun and then do what? Go fight the Islamic Republic? Like pick up a gun and go get a boat and then go to the Persian Gulf and start shooting at IRGC? That's what you want me to do? So basically, you want me to die? Like, you know how retarded that is, right? Is that what you're saying? Like, you know, that's not going to do anything. People just picking up guns. Is that like is that a joke or is that a serious suggestion?
No, he was trolling for like 30 minutes straight, just trying to rile people up in the chat. So, yeah.
So people who say like, okay, so guys, be careful with this. Sometimes the right position to advocate for is not just for the United States. Sometimes the correct position that makes you're justified to be advocating for is military action, right? Military action, if that's the right thing to do, needs to be done by your country's or any other country's military, not random individuals. People who are saying people who with the comeback of like, oh, you want war, you go fight it, are retarded. It's like me saying like, hey, your mom needs to go to the doctor. She needs surgery. You're avoiding this health issue. And you're like, oh yeah, really? Then if you really think she needs surgery, why don't you do surgery on her? Go ahead, you do it. Why are you asking other people to do surgery? It's that retarded. Like it's only by people who don't actually have any arguments against why your suggestion doesn't make any sense Yeah, so basically they're asking you to just go stand in the middle of a field with a gun in front of IRGC to die. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But thanks for the super chat, I guess. Our next one is from Arik-san, saying you should be in a DC think tank. Great insights.
Oh, well, thank you.
You know, there's people like
Thank
us
you.
that have been saying that to people in Congress for a couple decades.
Not this detail. Not this detail. I've seen the reports. I've seen the reports. None of them go to this level of detail.
Yeah. But now
Guys,
all of a sudden,
we're giving you analysis from the Islamic Republic at the level that other people charge money for free, and it doesn't get this nuance anywhere else.
true. Thank you very much, Arik-san, for the compliment. And Redneck Jeep says, I saw an Iranian man on 2C named Erisa. Have you heard of him? He calls himself a Sharia survivor. He spoke in Texas. I would like to know your opinion of his remarks in the clip. I haven't seen the clip.
I haven't seen the clip.
Maybe it was 2C airing that today. If so, I think we're probably live at the same time. So although his program's ended, we haven't seen the clip.
Survivor sounds like half, most Iranian people. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad,
Me, you.
Thank you, Tusi, for
most
giving
people in this,
exposure. Yeah.
But if you remind us tomorrow in the chat just regularly, we'll take a look. And thank you very much, Redneck Jeep.
And thank you to Tusi.
There you go. Both of us are Sharia survivors. A lot of people are. Thank you for the super chat.
Wait,
before I read that. Okay. And our next super chat,
I don't know if this is correct or not, but I think is this a self-described Iranian Sharia survivor delivered a viral testimony in Texas warning that fundamentalist ideology threatens Western constitutional. Okay, this seems like a very good clip for us to look into. I'll find it and maybe we'll watch it at the next show or something. Okay, well, I'll keep an eye on this. Thank you for telling us about it.
Thank you. And our next one is from Wes Downer, saying to either of you, what are the odds of the Islamic Republic being overthrown in the next year or in the next 10 years? Very high and very high.
I would say first one, I don't know. Second one, very high. I don't want to say very high for the first one because I want everybody in this fight to be ready for a longer fight. In case it happens in 1 year, then so be it. But if I don't want to create the expectation that it will be within a year, so that people don't lose so much hope if it doesn't. I think if we keep telling people that it's going to happen within a year, then if it doesn't, people are going to quit. I think we should create the mindset that we might be in this longer. So if it doesn't happen in a year, people were already mentally ready for it and they continue fighting.
Yeah, that's why I say we're 98% of the way there, in my opinion. But 98% of the way there doesn't mean we're like minutes or hours away. It could take time. We're just mostly there. But thank you for the great question, Wes.
Thank you.
And Ishi Garza, thank you for being a member for 1 month. Sticking around. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
And Donna saying, you're the only person that I became a member of. I'm new at this. I wish I could tell someone about my nightmare experience with my ex-doctor, a Muslim.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, good job surviving that.
True. We do have a group discussion. You can talk to us there if you'd like.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. you could come and talk to us about it in our group discussion. The link to it is in the chat. The link to it is in the QR code at the top left corner of your screen. This is our group discussion. We have calls every single day. And oh, look at this. Tomorrow's call is free for everybody, open and free. You could check the calendar section, see which one of them are free and open to everybody, and which one of them is for our premium and VIP members. But we have a lot of free ones that you could come and you could talk to me. You could talk to Ali during his segments, and all the other people there. You could come share your story with us over there.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the description, in the chat, in the QR code, just click on that link. Free to sign up, free to join, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Donna, for the super chat. And our next one is from Trailers saying, where is my merch? I want to buy a shirt that says Free Iran or Javid Shah. I'm in this with you until the happy end. I love you guys. Happy ending. I love happy endings, and my girlfriend too. Cool. Thanks.
Oh my God. I'm sure your girlfriend could help with that, but yes. Okay. And thank you.
Thanks, Trailers.
Thank you.
We'll
love you
we'll
too.
get on that soon.
Yes, we have to. I have to get on that.
Thank you very much for the super chat. And Rod, thank you for the jewels.
Thank you.
Our next one is from JJ right again, says Ahund Hamine. Yeah, that's what they want. They want to turn you into an Islamic state. Minnesota, am I right?
Oh.
Wait, is it Minnesota or Michigan that the leading Democrat candidate is like Abdul El Sayed? Which one is that?
Michigan, I think.
Michigan? Yeah. Oh, that makes more sense. A lot of Arab population is the highest in Michigan.
Right? Oh, he's like, that's not because of Arab. He's more commie than Muslim. This is
yeah, he's Islamist and communist, and he's the leading candidate for the Democrats there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And thank you, JJ, right again. Next one is from Steve Dixon saying, demote Ayatollah Samani to Hojjatul Islam Samani.
Wow. That's the lowest you could get.
Wow.
So
hey, as long as it's a demotion from Islamic stuff, then I'll take it.
Yeah, no. So yeah, it starts with Hojjatul Islam, then Mujtahid, then Ayatollah, then Grand Ayatollah. So you're Hojjatul Islam now. Hojjatul Islam Ali Samani. I'll be the Grand Ayatollah.
It's gross. But thanks, Steve Dixon, for the super chat. Thank you, 1422 for the jewels. Thank you, Sue Smith, for the jewels. And John says, unrelated to anything, but kufte Tabrizi is tasty.
Ooh. Let me see if I could.
Interesting. I don't know what's different about the Tabriz version.
There is only that's the name. Like, there is no other version.
Oh, I thought it was just.
I mean, there is kufte.
Okay.
Kufte is like a meatball, I guess. What there is. So, okay, but here, like, it looks like this. Ooh, it's like a big ball of meat with egg in the middle and vegetables. It smells. I can smell it. It's so good. So this. Oh wait, I'm not showing it here. This is this is Iranian food. This is what he's talking about. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? The way it looks. So this is kufta Tabrizi. Okay, look, it has, one should be open. There should be egg in the middle. Oh yeah, there you go. There's egg in the middle.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yes, he's like, yes, let's go.
And then, when it's fresh and it just came out, you cut it and it's it's steamy and it smells so good, and the mix of the herbs and the meat and the egg, it just smells so good with the vegetables and the fresh bread on the side. Is so good. Guys, Persian food is so good.
Yeah, it's very good. Thank you, John. And our last one from Koala Katie saying, Amy MEK with RAIR had the Sharia survivor on her page. Follow her. Who that?
No, I don't think that's MEK. I think that's just a name. That is not the. I think that's just like that is not. I don't think she's talking about the MEK. That's just someone's name. I hope not. At least I'm hoping. Yes, Amy. Yeah, I know her. Yeah, okay. Let me see here. Yes, Amy is good. Amy, I think, is good. Let me see the video. Where is it? Did I pass it? Oh, I think it's this one, huh? Nope. Okay, we'll find. Oh, is it this one? Nope. Okay. We'll find it at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody could send it to me. Hold on.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody already has. Nope. What is this? Okay.
Okay.
I will find it.
But
We'll show it to you guys.
yeah.
Oh, you
No
found
worries,
it?
Koala Katie. Oh, you found it?
No. I said you did.
Oh, gotcha. Well, thank you so much, Koala Katie. We'll take a look into it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. And our next one is from Casey Pierce saying, "You are doing what is necessary, opening our eyes." Yeah,
Thank
to the
you,
greatest
Casey.
threat of this century in terms of ideology. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Casey. Casey always gives us motivation, you know. Thank you. Very
Thank you,
kind.
Casey. Appreciate that. Okay, guys, that concludes our super chats. And we gave you a very in-depth analysis of what the Islamic Republic is trying to do internally, how they're trying to stay alive. And we know that the CENTCOM forces are ready at this point. The airlift is halted down to a crawl. They don't need any more. They got everything they need. We're heading into the weekend here. We're hearing some words of talks coming out. But of course, after months and months of negotiations, we're still stuck on the Strait of Hormuz. Haven't even gotten to the nuclear yet. I don't think that there is any way but through. And with that,
Guys, do not forget our discussion group. Remember, we're there every single day. We have daily calls every single day where you could talk to me, you could talk to Ali, you could talk to Guy, you could talk to the monkey. And yeah, so link is in the description, link is in the QR code in the top left, and link is in the bio section of Liberty Politics. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. We got new subscribers, so thank you. Welcome. When you subscribe, make sure you also hit the bell notification, because YouTube won't tell you that we are going live if you just hit subscribe. You should also hit the bell notification. And yes, and also thank you to everybody who has liked the stream. Thank you. That really helps out. So thank you for that. And yeah, we'll see you guys same time tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe to both of our channels. And yeah, until then, I'm Israel Chai, Slava Ukrainian, Cuba Libre, Taiwan Jiao, Long live America,
long live America,
Javid
Javid
Shah,
Shah,
Hayande Iran.
Iran.